Recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume we have up first is a data analyst. This person has stated to me that I have used several different CVs, which are technically different than resumes, but nobody uses them, so we're counting that as resume. This is the latest iteration. I was a biologist, but I'm switching to general data analytics and science. I'm targeting anything and everything, but getting no interest back. That's probably a problem. I've applied to over 150 job postings, but all I get is rejections. With a PhD in analytics STEM field, I just don't get why I'm receiving no interest. Well, I'm here to tell you why. And to do that, I'm going to review your resume. So, what do we need in a data analyst? And I want to let everybody know I do more than tech, but tech is in the dumpster. And that dumpster is on fire, and that fire is in the toilet. So like 90% of the resume sent to me are tech. And what do we need for a data analyst? We need degree, industry, SQL, data visualization, Tableau, Power BI, Looker, influencing stakeholders, explaining technical concepts to non-technical stakeholders, how you solved a problem with data, not what the data is. That is a big one. No one cares how you got the data. We only care what the data is used for. Then MS Excel, macros, pivot tables, VLOOKUP, Word, Python, R, multiple projects and deadlines, and nice to have is cloud AI security clearance. So I am letting everybody know that when people follow my methods, they get a 1 interview per 7 application ratio. But if your resume is getting you 1 interview per 50 applications, it's actually good. 1 to 50 is a good ratio. Again, I can get you a 1 in 7, but a 1 in 50 is still good. But anything over a ratio of 1 to 50 is bad. The interviews to applications. But I'm also going to let everybody know I suffer from migraines, and my migraine is kicking my butt today. So I may miss stuff that is more obvious than normal, but that actually doesn't matter, because guess what? If your resume is good enough to get past somebody who is suffering from severe migraines and can barely focus, and his eyes is just twitching internally, then it's a good resume. And your resume needs to be that, because in the real world, that can happen. So let's find out why this is a garbage resume. Recruiters only have 20 seconds to find what we need. If we do not find it in 20 seconds, we move on. So 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see if I can find this and go. Let me make sure this go. Okay. Whoa, this is awful. Where's your degree? Where is your degree? Okay. Education, PhD. Okay. Analyzed behavioral and operational data sets using Python to provide trends, and that's actually okay. Developed interactive Tableau, enabling you to track performance, don't care. And time. That was it. That was all I got. You want to know why your resume is getting you nothing and you're struggling? It's because this is one of the worst formats I've seen. Not the worst format. No resume has ever been improved by being more than 1 column. So what you need to do is make your resume look like this. This is how you do it. The link is below. Do not make it 2 columns. Make it look like this. This is insane. And then that's all I could get through. So you may be looking and be like, Lee, they have what you're looking for down here. Why? I don't even know if it's going to show. Oh, that actually shows really well. Why can't you use this stuff? And well, the thing is, we are looking for qualifications, not keywords. So let me tell you what that means. A keyword is this. This is what the hiring team needs. This is what they need to do. That's what they're looking for. The manager, not the recruiter, the manager is. But a qualification is not a keyword. It contains it though. So a qualification is a keyword, what you've done, plus how you've done it, plus the impact that is not numbers and is not technical. So the non-technical impact and where you did it. And if it's not what, how, why, where, it does not count. So skill sections don't count because it does not show me where you did it, how you did it, or why you did it. Professional skills also are the same. This doesn't count because you do not show me how, what, why, or where. Sorry, you don't show me how, why, and where. Then the certs. I don't think... Besides security clearances for the U.S., none of these certs really matter. None of these certs matter. They're just not relevant. Some certs do matter, but not for data analysts. And then, all right, then we go to the actual bullet points. So, remember, we are looking for what, how, why, where. So, analyze behavioral and operational data sets using Python and SQL to identify trends in user engagement. Actually, what, how, why, where is good, but you need a minimum of 3 keywords per bullet point. There needs to be more here. So this only has 2. And that's not enough. Python and SQL is what we're looking for, but that is not enough. So this is only 2. And then here, developed interactive dashboards enabling real-time KPI tracking, performance reporting. 1 keyword. 2, why do I care? Why do I care that you enabled real-time tracking? What was the point of that? I don't know. You didn't tell me. So this one doesn't actually count. And then it conducted statistical analysis to identify key uses of behavior. I don't care. That's not relevant. Delivered actionable insight to product and marketing teams to support. That's 1. That's 1. That's not terrible. Deliver, but like, how did they become actionable? I want to know more. Delivered insights to product marketing teams to support decision making. Oh, yeah, that actually doesn't count. Remember, I'm looking for influencing them and explaining technical concepts to non-technical stakeholders. You did not tell me that you can do that. You have implied it. This is a hot dog. This is what I like to call a hot dog. So I want you to imagine that you're hungry. You go to a restaurant. You say, I would like a single cheeseburger. And the waiter says, all right, coming right up. And then instead of a cheeseburger, they bring you a plate of 3 hot dogs and cheese. And they're like, well, here is your hamburger. And you'd be like, no, I wanted a cheeseburger. These are 3 hot dogs with cheese on them. And they say, well, a hamburger has meat just like a hot dog. A hamburger has cheese like a hot dog. A hamburger has buns like a hot dog. A hamburger can have relish, pickles, onions like a hot dog. So when you actually wanted a cheeseburger, what you really wanted were these hot dogs. And they say, I assure you these are the best hot dogs you'll ever have in the world. And you would say, I don't care if they're the best hot dogs in the world. I do not want hot dogs. I want hamburgers. And thus, you would walk away without paying. Is the same problem here. I do not see that here. I need to see it just explicitly how you delivered them, what those insights were, how you explain technical concepts, and how you influence them. And I don't see it. You imply it. This is a hot dog. So this does not work. Then we go down to here, and yeah, this doesn't matter. ETL pipelines. No one cares about Slurm. What is Slurm? Slurm core? Isn't that a thing the kids do? I don't know. I'm too old for that. What's Slurm? I don't know. Directed experimental designs, implementing data controls, doesn't matter. High impact visualization, technical complexity. That one's actually good. There we go. This actually shows it. But again, you need 3 keywords per bullet point. So if you want to know why you are getting rejected, it's because your resume is garbage and you have nothing on it that shows you are qualified for the role. And is that fair? No, obviously not. This person is highly, intelligent. They've got a PhD, but that doesn't mean you're going to get a job. Unfortunately, how good you are does not translate necessarily to getting employment. You need to write your resume in the ways that I stated so that you can actually get interviews. Because right now, people are looking at this, and I don't just mean the recruiter, I mean the hiring manager. They're looking at this resume, and they're going, and they're being like, yeah, they're not qualified. I don't see that they can influence stakeholders. I don't see that they can explain technical concepts. I don't see how they solved a single problem with data. I don't see that they can use MS Excel, so I guess they can't. You can never imply, you have to show. That's like one of the first rules of resume creation is if you imply it but don't show it, it's implied you don't have it. So I am going to need you to go back to the drawing board and delete all of this and start again, because this does not do enough stuff. It does not have enough qualifications. It does not show me the whys. It does not even have enough keywords, which again, we're not even keyword hunting. We're qualification hunting. So delete this resume, start again, make it basic, make it boring. Stop trying to impress me. You will never impress me. just make it like you were in the line at the DMV, right? If you're getting a government form, that's what your resume is. It needs to only contain what they need and nothing more, and it needs to be basic, boring, and plain language. Otherwise, you're going to get kicked out, and you have to go back in the line and do it again. And in this case, the line is unemployment, which we do not want you to do. So that is all I can do for this resume. Before we go to the next one, if you ever need your resume reviewed, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter and right here on YouTube. And to all of my members who get access to my videos early, you can join in the link below if you want to be a member. But thank you for your support. My channel could not survive without you. So thank you very much for your support and your continued support. I really appreciate it. You are the reason that I am able to keep doing this. So thank you very much to my members. And if anybody wants to join, they can join in the link below. But let's go to the next resume. This is another resume of another data analyst. So international student, international students are in for a hard job search, even with my advice. On average, I get people a 1 in 7. There is a bit of an asterisk, and that is for internationals, who I get a 1 in 90 to a 1 in 100, which depressingly is phenomenal for an international. That is how hard it is to get a job as an international. Is a 1 in 100 ratio is fantastic. So, international student, no previous experience other than the ones mentioned in the resume, will require sponsorship, and willing to relocate by X date is missing. Okay. So remember, if you need an H-1B or an OPT, nothing you say will change the opinion of the person reading it. The only reason that would change is if you have an approved I-140 or you have a different type of a different type of visa. All right. Well, migraines are really messing with me. All right. So 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see if this is at least good enough to get a 1 in 100. 20 seconds and go. Formatting is off. Validated demand forecasting accuracy against the customer's incumbent process across 500 SKUs using Excel and Power BI. Quantifying through error. What? Built cost of forecast reports. SKU level KPI. Hot dog. Focus. Forecastable band visualization using Excel and Tableau. You just said that. To dollarize. Missing. What is this? Yeah, this is bad. So first off, your formatting is not good. Remember, this is not this. This is what you want. This is this. You can tell there's differences. One of which is this needs a dot and should be that. And then this should not be bolded, and then this should not be bolded, and these should be in the same line. But my bigger problem with this is I could barely get through 2 of these sentences, and I have no idea what you do. I don't know what you do. What is validating a incumbent process through 4? That's not relevant. That's a hot dog. And 2, the only things I found were Excel and Tableau and Power BI. So I only have 3 keywords there in 2 sentences. This is not how you write a sentence. I don't know what you do, and I've reviewed a lot of bad data analyst resumes. This is probably one of it's not the worst, but it's really up there on technobabble that you don't want in your resume. Because remember, the why is non-technical. I don't know what you did. Churn KPIs for customers' name. Like this feels like I feel like I'm reading another language. Like I understand what these words mean individually, and I've searched for a lot of data analysts before. I don't understand what they mean together. I feel like I'm rereading this 3 times and I don't get it. So this is an awful way to describe it. What is viable demand forecast accuracy? What is incumbent process? What is names customer facing value add showcase? I don't know. I don't know at all. And none of this is relevant. This is delete it. Built cost forecast. Again, what is this? I don't know. Why is this important? I don't know. You did not tell me. You know, part of the job is explaining technical concepts to non-technical people. That is a critical part of your job. And you have already shown to me that you cannot do it because these are indecipherable. I'm not joking when I say this. I want you to think of your grandmother or your grandfather or an aunt or an uncle or a parent that when you said you have a applied statistics degree, they said, oh, so you can help me with my taxes. And you'd be like, no, that's not what applied statistics is. And also I have a minor in computer science. Oh, I can't turn on my monitor. Can you help me? And it's not plugged in. That's the person you have to write it for. That's the manager. It's not the recruiter. It's the manager. And no one's going to understand this. I couldn't even get past the second bullet point. This really might be the most technically dense ones I've ever seen. Tested company names, platform workflows using Python, pandas, and REST API, validating. Why is this important? Why did you do this? I don't know. You did not tell me. This is irrelevant. Validated engine using, again, why do I care? Forecast job automation. Why? Why do I care about any of this? I don't. There is no impact. No impact. I not only can I not find the keywords, can I not find the qualifications? There are no keywords too. This might be one of the worst data analyst resumes I've seen. Where is SQL? Where is influencing stakeholders? Where is explaining technical concepts to non-technical people? How did you even solve a single problem with the data? Where is the MS Excel? I found Excel, but not macros, pivot tables, VLOOKUP. Where's the Word? Where's the multiple projects? Where's the deadlines? What industry are you even in? I don't know. Like, it's not a formatting. This is incomprehensible. Look, I understand you're international, and you're not going to get a 1 in 7, but you can get a 1 in 100. But this has nothing. I know you're trying to prove how good you are, but you don't prove how good you are through a resume. You prove you meet the bare minimum qualifications to move forward, and you have not shown that you can do that. So I need you to take this resume and delete it. All right? I'm not joking. I need you to take this and delete it because there is nothing here I can use. Right now, you are this person and you are sad. All right? You are very confusing with what you have written. I need you to go to the drawing board, and I need you to make this easy to understand. I need you to write this for your grandmother, and I actually need these in qualification format because this is why you're not getting any interviews. Is people read this and they say, I don't know what this person does, but they're not a data analyst, and they move on. Much less the fact that you need a visa. That's so much harder. Next resume. This is not a data analyst. This is a software engineer intern. They have not applied with this resume, so they are looking to see what to do with it. And let's find out. 20 seconds is on the clock. But what do we need? I should say that first. So interns only need 4 things. Every single non-PhD intern only needs 4 things. That you're currently enrolled, that you have a basic knowledge of what your industry is. Again, basic, very basic. Don't go too crazy. And the ability to work well with others and takes direction and criticism. Those are the 4 things that an intern needs. Almost every single one. So for a software intern, we need language, SQL, cloud, AI, object-oriented programming, and maybe like RESTful API. So 20 seconds is on the clock. Let's see if we can find it and go. Okay. This doesn't matter. Shipped a multi-tenant voice AI that autonomously books to transfer staff. Again, this is a hot dog. Cut rag, hot dog, and I don't care about that. Voyager embedded, hot dog, built an event-driven pipeline. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, there's a bunch of numbers. Random numbers. Built an outreach platform suited to banking. This doesn't matter. Time. Stop trying to impress me. That is the theme of these resumes. Stop trying to impress me. No one cares that you unified 2 smart lock APIs behind one abstraction, syncing codes to 300 plus properties. That means nothing. Your goal needs to be understandable to a layman. All right? And this is not understandable. Would your grandmother understand this if she was looking at this? If your grandmother's task was to look at your resume, find this stuff in complete sentences and understand it, would she move you forward if she didn't know you were you? No, she wouldn't. Nor would he. Or if your grandfather. These are completely irrelevant. They don't contain what I need. These are not basic. These are highly advanced stuff that nobody wants. And you don't show me that you can work well with others and take direction and criticism. Also, just coursework isn't relevant unless you're a PhD. Some PhD level stuff, coursework is relevant, but otherwise coursework doesn't really matter. But yeah, I don't know what you did. No, sorry. I'm going to take that back. I do know what you did. This was a multi-tenant voice AI that calls, books appointments, and transfers to staff. That one actually makes sense. I like that. Again, no numbers. Stop putting these numbers in your resume. The only time you want numbers in your resume, not counting dates of employment and phone number, those are critical. Please have those, is if you are in sales, if you're doing leadership bullet points, or talking about the number of users that used your infrastructure that you built per week. That is it. Otherwise, sales, leadership, infrastructure, no numbers. No numbers. Just like the Incredibles, no capes, no numbers. This, who cares that you cut RAG latency by 99%? That means nothing. Nobody wants that. Again, even if that's your job, people don't want this. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This only matters that you have Next.js and maybe Stripe. The rest of this is completely irrelevant. You have filled your resume with stuff that just does not matter. You know what I can't tell? I don't know if you can use SQL. It looks like you can't, that you do not know how to use SQL, that you don't know any languages. By language, I mean that it does not look like you know Python or Java or C++ or C#.net. Looks like you don't know those, so I'd have to decline you. And that's a critical thing, is that you know a language. It looks like you don't know any cloud, which you might not. Not a lot of interns actually have cloud. That it doesn't look like you can do object-oriented programming, so I guess that's a decline. Doesn't look like you can work well with others, so that's a decline. Doesn't look like you can take direction and criticism. Again, stop trying to fill your resume with stuff that is impressive. You will never impress us. You will never impress the manager. That's not how resumes were built for. It's like trying to use a car to swim. It just doesn't work. It's not what they're built for. A car will sink. So I'm going to need you to go back to the drawing board and delete this, because I don't see a single thing that is usable here. I don't see that you have a knowledge of any tech stack. I don't see that you have SQL, cloud, object-oriented programming, or any back-end or front-end language. I don't see that you can work well with others, and I don't see that you can take direction, criticism, and that's going to be a no. Stop trying to impress us. It will never work. Next resume. And stop with the numbers. This is an AI engineer. This person has stated, I've been out of college since 2020. However, pursued a lot of solo projects since then, just because I paid for my college in the same way. I've generated revenue, but built real applications using industry standard stacks. Had a lot of management roles, lead roles. Communication was constant skill. I'm not sure if I'm good enough to make a dent in the industry anymore. Your skill does, again, as I said before, this goes two ways. Your skill does not necessarily equate to you getting a job. And on one hand, you could be the best engineer in the world and still fail to get a job. While on the other, you could be very mid and still get plenty of jobs and competing offers. So, double-edged sword there. It doesn't matter how good you are. I want you to break that from your mind. As long as you have the basics of stuff, you are good, because one manager's trash is another manager's rock star. So, what do we need for a AI engineer? We need degree, Python, or other backends, although Python in the US is preferred. ML, LLMs, cloud, built stuff in production, agentic systems, multi-agent, coding, Claude Code, OpenAI, Codex Cursor, just one of those. One or two frameworks, LangGraph, LangGraph, LangChain, Google ADK, OpenAI Agent SKD, communicate technical details to a non-technical audience, MLOps, AI architecture, AI orchestration, and rare industry SQL, RAG, Git, NumPy. So let's see if they have them. 20 seconds on the clock. And what is their ratio? Do we know their ratio? We don't know their ratio. So 20 seconds on the clock and go. This cannot be used. This does not matter. This does not matter. Where's your actual stuff? All right. Lead engineer and technical direction for a cross-platform multiplayer tower defense game. Scaling to 3 million, but this is VR? What? Architected a server authoritative supporting hundreds of time. That's it. That's all the time I got. Yeah, this did not have the requirements. So one, remember, summaries do not count. Nothing here counts. Nothing here counts. The only times you ever want a summary are if you are relocating, explaining a non-H-1B, I-140 or OPT visa, and if you are switching industries, which it doesn't look like you are, so this doesn't count. Then this doesn't count. Why do I care about your coursework? That was also 6 years ago. Anything you've done there has been rendered irrelevant by your work experience. And you do not need to tell me when you started. You should tell me, though, instead of May 2020, say status graduated. If it's long over 3 years, status graduated. That is what you should say. So this should be status graduated. Then we go down to here and oh, look, also this doesn't count. And then we go down to the very first bullet point that has the actual relevancy that we need. And it has nothing I need. I'm not looking for a game dev. Game dev is very different. Like you wanted to be an AI engineer, I get that, but this is a game dev thing, I think. Like, yeah, I don't really care that you made a tower defense game. I'm actually kind of interesting what it was, because 40K peak daily users and 40K in launch revenue is impressive, but it's irrelevant. Like, Lee, the human who has maybe played this game, wants to know. I wonder if this is, oh, shoot. What's the one? The tower defense game where it's your 4-player co-op and you level up and stuff. Or maybe this was the orc one. Anyway, Lee, the gamer, wants to know. Lee, the recruiter, does not care about this at all. Nor do I care about this, 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 nor do I... Oh my gosh, there's nothing relevant. There's like nothing relevant in this entire resume. Where is the actual AI? I don't know what to tell you on this. This is like a blank piece of paper. I am struggling to find actual stuff that's relevant, and no one's going to spend this long. Like, your entire first page is almost entirely irrelevant. So the second page, and then founded and built mood signals. Unless you're applying to startups, don't say founded. Startups love founders. Everybody else hates them. So if it's startups, founder. If no startup, no founder. Built mood signals, a paid SaaS. Okay, there it tells me what it is. Trading signal platform that generated. I don't care what you generated, bro. That's not your job. In revenue to, again, nothing's relevant. Why? Where's the actual experience? Why do I have to go through the entire first page and I don't get anything that's relevant? There it is. Here we go. The very first time anything is relevant here. Used Python, NumPy, Pandas, and Docker to formulate a machine learning ML environment to build a large action module at skull scale, similar to how... Again, what did it do, though? I don't... This might actually be one of the worst resumes I've reviewed. This is up there. This is up there. There's nothing here. You've submitted to me an almost entirely blank paper. I don't know what to tell you to change because there's nothing here. Why do I have to go to get Python, a very basic requirement, midway through the second page? Where's LLMs? Where's cloud? Where's stuff in production? Where's agentic systems? Where's agentic coding? Where's the frameworks? Where's the communicate technical details to a non-technical audience? Where's MLOps, AI architecture, or AI orchestration? The only thing that is not extra credit that I have found on your entire resume is Python and machine learning, and you did not even write that right. You need to delete this and start again. And I need you to make it relevant, because I don't know what you did, and I don't know how this is relevant to an AI engineer. None of this is relevant to an AI engineer. You need to stop trying to impress and start putting the basic stuff. Because if you try to impress like this person, you will be out of work for a long time, because they can't get a job because nothing in this resume makes sense. There's nothing here I can use, and I dug through it like 7 to 10 minutes. No one's going to spend 30 seconds on this. Next resume. This is a financial analyst. So what do we need for a financial analyst? And see, I do more than tech. Is Excel, Office, so Word, Outlook, PowerPoint, SQL, Python, financial modeling, statistical analytics, and data mining with Excel if possible. Explain technical details to non-technical people, multitask and meet deadlines, influence and or manage stakeholders. So what did this person state? They stated, because of visa issues, I need to make my resume as good as I can. They currently have a 1 in 100, I think. And I'll be honest with you, there's probably not much more we can do. But I will be extra critical on it. But a 1 in 100 for a visa is still, that's good. That's how hard it is for people on visas. So 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see if I can find what I need. And go. Okay, degree, good. That own performance variation KPI reporting across the budgets using SQL and Advanced Excel. Port the show leadership needs slightly issue here. Build financial tracking dashboards, good. And Power BI to budget and flag overruns. Acting as business partners across stakeholders. When they reporting, perfect. Influence leadership, delivering forecasts. Okay, these are pretty good. Let me see what I have and I don't have. My big actual problem is the first sentence is kind of bad. The problem is own the performance, variance, and KPI reporting is not really something that's relevant. Across 6 to 8 programs is, because that's multitasking and multiple deadlines. But I'd rather you just make this simpler and say owned 6 to 8 program budgets using SQL, Excel, and something else to convert raw spending data into client-ready monthly reports. Which that alone is actually enough. That show leadership where each program stands. That one's fine. You don't need more than this. So I would recommend you. What? I was too zealous. That was too much. I would recommend removing this and removing this and then removing this and then probably add one more keyword because there's only 2 here. Then we have built technical tracking dashboards. Okay, dashboards is good. And Power BI, good. Monitor budget and flag overruns early, acting as a business partner cross-functional stakeholders while constantly. You don't see while consistently, just say while meeting, right? While meeting month-end reporting deadlines to keep program performance aligned with financial goals. So again, you don't need to say this. You can just say while meeting monthly and end goals. My problem with this is financial tracking, financial modeling. See, I'd prefer financial modeling, and I like dashboards and Power BI. This is still kind of too. And then influence leadership which is good, by building financial models, good, perfect, and running statistical analysis, living according to got investment across. See, is that 2 or is that 3? You said statistical and analysis. No, we have that. What I would do is actually switch this. This is your best bullet point, and I don't really have any notes with this one. This should be your first one. Why not put this as your first bullet point? Influence leadership resource allocation decisions by building financial models and running statistical analysis on program spend, delivering forecast and trends insights that guided investments across simultaneous initiatives. So this has 3. My big thing is the others only have 2. And then I don't know. So my problem with this is I still don't have explain technical details to non-technical people. Now, explaining technical details to non-technical people is a little bit different because I'm not asking you to create a dashboard that explains it. I'm asking you to explain it, which you might actually be able to do in this bullet point alone. Why not just influence leadership by explaining complex technical resource decisions by building models and running analysis to deliver forecasts that guided investments across simultaneous initiatives. Remember, like, we don't need all of this. I think forecast, though, I do want to keep. Sorry. Statistical analysis on program spend. That, yeah, here. Because the forecasting is kind of nice, but, like, that guided investments across multiple initiatives. Just say multiple instead of simultaneous. So multiple. And then we can have a forecasting one in the other one. So make 3 bullet points here, 3 bullet points here. Probably make this your first one and make those small changes. And then the other bullet points are fine. I really like them. Yeah, I really like those. Those are good. So this should go first. This one should go first. The other 2 need at least one other. And then remember, shrink what's not necessary. But I think you're still... These are minor issues. And if this person did not need a visa, this person would probably be getting a 1 in 20. But unfortunately, it's just that hard. And the visa candidates need to have perfect resumes. So that is it for this resume, and that is it for this video. I just want to thank you all for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. It really does help me out a lot. And if you ever need more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter and right here on YouTube. But to my members, I want to give an extra special thanks. If you want to be a member, you can join in the link below. My members get access to my videos early, but thank you for keeping the lights on with this channel. Thank you very much for supporting me. I'm a small channel, and your membership means an awful lot to me. So thank you very much, and I will see you all in the next video. Later.